Welcome to United Journal, bringing you the latest Manchester United news, match reactions, and transfer updates. Subscribe for daily United content, trusted analysis, and everything you need to stay connected to the club. Let's dive in. Football can create unforgettable moments of glory, but it can also produce heartbreaking scenes that stop the entire world in silence. That was exactly the case during the World Cup final between Argentina and Spain, as Manchester United defender Lisandro Martinez was forced off the pitch in tears after suffering an injury just before half-time. The Argentine warrior, famous for his fearless defending and relentless fighting spirit, could no longer continue. As he walked slowly toward the touchline with tears streaming down his face, millions of football fans knew immediately that something was seriously wrong. For Argentina, for Manchester United, and for Lisandro Martinez himself. Disaster strikes before half-time. The World Cup final had been everything fans expected. Fast, physical, intense. Every tackle carried enormous importance. Every mistake could decide the biggest trophy in football. Spain dominated possession from the opening whistle, controlling around 65% of the ball during the first half. Argentina defended bravely. At the heart of that resistance stood Lisandro Martinez, alongside Tottenham defender Cristian Romero. Once again, the Butcher was throwing himself into challenges, blocking attacks, and refusing to give Spain any easy opportunities. But in the 43rd minute, everything changed. Moments after receiving a yellow card for stopping a dangerous Spanish counter-attack involving Mikel Oyarzabal, Martinez suddenly went down. Immediately, concern spread across the stadium. Medical staff rushed onto the pitch. His teammates gathered around him. The Manchester United defender tried to continue, but it quickly became obvious he couldn't. An emotional exit as Martinez realized his night was over. The emotion became impossible to hide. The Argentine international broke down in tears. His dream of helping his country lift the World Cup was slipping away before his eyes. The cameras captured heartbreaking images. Head lowered, eyes filled with tears. Hands covering his face. Supporters inside the stadium applauded as he slowly left the pitch. Veteran defender Nicolas Otamendi replaced him in the 44th minute. But for Martinez, the damage had already been done. His World Cup final was over. A warrior. Until the end. What made the moment even more painful was how well Martinez had played before the injury. Despite Spain controlling possession, Argentina's defense remained organized largely because of his leadership. Early in the match, teenage sensation Lamine Yamal burst into the penalty area after a brilliant move. The Barcelona winger looked certain to create the opening goal. Instead, Martinez produced another outstanding defensive intervention. Working together with goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez, he denied Spain's brightest attacking talent. Later in the half, Mikel Oyarzabal tested Argentina again after a clever through ball from Fabian Ruiz. The Spanish striker struck a dangerous first-time effort. Once more, Argentina survived. Every block, every tackle, every interception. Martinez continued fighting until his body finally refused to continue. Argentina under constant pressure. Spain entered the final determined to dominate possession. Their midfield dictated the tempo. Their attacking players constantly searched for openings. Argentina struggled to create chances. Remarkably, they failed to register a single shot during the opening 45 minutes. Lionel Messi often found himself isolated as Argentina defended deep inside their own half. Without Martinez organizing the back line, the challenge became even greater. Losing one of your most important defenders during a World Cup final is a nightmare no manager wants to experience. Manchester United fans hold their breath. While Argentina worried about the remainder of the final, Manchester United supporters immediately turned their attention elsewhere. How serious is the injury? That became the biggest question. The club is preparing for an important new season under Michael Carrick. Champions League football returns. The Premier League campaign is approaching quickly. Lisandro Martinez remains one of Carrick's most trusted defenders. Any lengthy absence would represent a significant setback. At this stage, however, no official diagnosis has been confirmed. Supporters now await medical examinations to determine the full extent of the problem. A history of fighting back. If anyone can recover from adversity, it's Lisandro Martinez. Throughout his career, he has repeatedly overcome challenges. Critics once questioned whether he was tall enough to succeed in the Premier League. He answered with outstanding performances. Injuries have interrupted his progress before. Each time, he returned stronger. His mentality has never been questioned. His determination has never faded. That's why seeing him leave the field in tears hit so many supporters emotionally. Players like Martinez rarely show vulnerability. When they do, everyone understands the seriousness of the moment. Carrick's defensive plans could change. Manchester United have strengthened several positions already this summer. Andre Santos has arrived. Yuri Tielemans has joined. Further reinforcements remain under consideration. But losing Martinez, even temporarily, could force the club to reassess its priorities. The Argentine's aggression, his passing, his leadership, his ability to play out from the back. Those qualities are incredibly difficult to replace. Carrick will hope the injury proves minor. Otherwise, Manchester United may face an unexpected challenge before the season even begins. One final twist football often produces unforgettable images. Some celebrate trophies, others capture heartbreak. Lisandro Martinez walking off the pitch in tears during the biggest match in world football is one of those moments supporters won't forget anytime soon. He gave everything for Argentina. He battled until his body could no longer respond. Now, the focus shifts from the World Cup final to his recovery. Manchester United fans across the world will be hoping the tears seen on football's biggest stage do not signal the beginning of another lengthy spell on the sidelines. Because one thing is certain, when Lisandro Martinez returns, he will fight just as hard as he always has. And if history has taught football fans anything, never underestimate the butcher. The final whistle echoed around the stadium. For Spain, it marked the beginning of celebration. For Argentina, it signaled the end of a dream. But for Lisandro Martinez, the match had already ended long before. He sat silently inside the dressing room with an ice pack wrapped around his injured leg, unable to watch the final moments unfold. Every roar from outside reminded him that football's biggest prize was being decided without him. The tears had stopped, the disappointment had not. As teammates slowly returned to the dressing room, no one knew exactly what to say. Christian Romero placed a hand on Martinez's shoulder. No words. None were needed. Footballers understand that some moments cannot be fixed with encouragement. Only time can heal them. The first scanless, then 24 hours later, Martinez underwent detailed medical examinations. Doctors from the Argentine national team worked alongside specialists to assess the damage. Outside the hospital, reporters waited for updates. Inside, the atmosphere remained tense. Martinez sat quietly while doctors reviewed the scans. Every second felt like an hour. Finally, the lead physician entered the room. "The good news," he said, "is that surgery won't be necessary." Martinez let out the first deep breath he'd taken all morning. But the defender immediately looked up. "You've suffered a significant muscle injury. Recovery would require patience. Several weeks, possibly longer." It wasn't season-ending, but it was serious enough to rule him out of the remainder of Argentina's celebrations and the opening phase of Manchester United's preparations. For a player whose entire identity revolved around competing every weekend, the diagnosis felt like another defeat. A call from Manchester. Only minutes after the news became known inside football circles, Martinez's phone rang. Michael Carrick was calling. "How are you feeling?" Martinez paused. "I've been better." Carrick didn't begin talking about tactics. He didn't ask when Martinez would return. Instead, he spoke as someone who understood football's emotional side. "Forget the calendar. Forget the fixtures. Recover properly. We'll be waiting." Sometimes those 4 words mean more than any motivational speech. Martinez thanked his manager before ending the call. For the first time since leaving the World Cup final, he felt a small sense of relief. He knew Manchester United believed in him. The fans rally behind their defender within hours. Social media filled with messages from supporters around the world. Images of Martinez lifting trophies at Old Trafford. Videos of crunching tackles. Last-ditch blocks. Celebrations with teammates. The hashtag #ComebackLeacher began trending among Manchester United supporters. Former teammates also reached out. Some sent short messages, others made video calls. Everyone shared the same thought: take your time. We need you healthy. Martinez read every message. He rarely replied, but each one strengthened his determination. Back at Carrington. A week later, Martinez returned to Manchester. The medical staff immediately began a carefully planned rehabilitation program. Morning sessions focused on reducing inflammation. Afternoons were spent rebuilding strength. There were no footballs, no tackles, no match simulations, just endless hours inside the gym. For someone who lived to compete, rehabilitation felt like torture. Yet nobody complained more than Martinez himself. He wanted to be back on the grass immediately. The doctors refused. Every step would be measured. Every milestone earned. The leadership never left. Although unable to train fully, Martinez attended every tactical meeting. He watched every practice session from the side of the pitch. Whenever younger defenders made mistakes, he quietly offered advice. Carrick noticed. "You don't have to be playing to lead." Those words stayed with Martinez. He realized leadership wasn't only about tackles and interceptions. It was also about setting standards every single day. A new defensive partnership. With Martinez unavailable, United's coaching staff experimented with several defensive combinations during pre-season. Some worked, others didn't. Carrick quickly understood just how much balance Martinez brought to the back line. His aggression, his passing, his communication. They were difficult to replace. Every training match reinforced the same conclusion. United would be stronger once the Butcher returned. Small victories' recovery isn't measured only by weeks. Sometimes it's measured by moments. The first pain-free jog, the first sprint, the first touch of the ball, the first full training session. Each became a victory. Each reminded Martinez that he was moving closer. The frustration of missing the World Cup final slowly transformed into motivation for the season ahead. He promised himself one thing. When he returned, he wouldn't simply aim to reach his previous level. He would surpass it. Eyes on the future as Manchester United's opening Premier League fixture approached, supporters continued asking the same question. When will Leacher be back? Carrick never rushed his answer. He'll return when he's ready. No sooner, no later. Because everyone inside the club understood one simple truth. Players like Lisandro Martinez don't define themselves by setbacks. They define themselves by comebacks. And if football history has taught supporters anything, it's that some of the greatest chapters begin only after the darkest moments. For the Butcher, the injury in the World Cup final wasn't the end of his story. It was the start of another battle. And battles have always brought out the very best in Lisandro Martinez.